Hey yo, what it do, baby? It's your boy Dynamic, and today I want to give you a little theme alert before I start off. There's a guy on the other team that he has a shotgun just like me. And right there, as you see him, he seems to be the only guy on the other team killing me. He might have a better setup than me. Yep, that's what it is. Anyways, today I want to talk about something that has been troubling me and has been troubling a lot of people, which is drone strikes on American citizens. To the American and to the worldwide public, they are known as drones, but to us video game players, this isn't something new. They are called UAVs, or unmanned aerial vehicles. Now, this topic came about because I watched a show on an American television station named PBS, and the show was basically about drones and how they are developing new technologies and new drones all the time. And this is something that is going to affect all of us because, well, Americans for now, because by the year 2020, there's estimates that there will be 30,000 drones flying over the U.S. surveilling everything, not counting the actual drones that are made by civilians, meaning regular people just like you and me. And these drones can carry all sorts of cameras, regular cameras, infrared cameras, night vision cameras, all type of surveillance equipment. Now, something else that it can carry are weapons. They can carry weapons, and recently the U.S. government said that in theory, drone strikes versus U.S. citizens are constitutional and are legal. But don't think that this is just in the U.S. There are over 40 countries right now as we speak that are developing drone technology and are pretty much going to be doing the same thing within their countries in the future. So you're not safe. Oh, here's the guy again. He's going to kill me with the shotgun. I told you guys, man. He must have a better setup than me or something. I don't know what it is. And we as gamers are familiar with these drones. I don't know if you guys remember from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, the Predator missile. Well, the Predator missile basically comes from a Predator drone. And I don't know if you guys remember in Modern Warfare 3, they also had the Reaper. And the Reaper is also an unmanned aerial vehicle. I don't know if you guys remember, you opened up the computer, and then when you open up the computer, you can control the Reaper. Well, that's a UAV, or that's a drone. And in this game, they changed the Predator missile because Predators are no longer using Predator missiles, they are using Hellstorm missiles now. And thus, you have the Hellstorm score streak in Black Ops 2. Now, there's another smaller drone in Black Ops 2, which is a lot more compact and doesn't drop missiles. It actually has a machine gun on it, and you can kill people. And that drone is the Dragonfire. And this is the drone that, to be honest, scares me the most because regular people can make something like that. Another thing that I look at it from my point of view is that if you're searching for someone who is in the U.S., criminal or not, or terrorist or whatever that person may be, you are supposed to catch that person alive if you can. Meaning that if the person is unarmed somehow, you should, well, the police or law enforcement should, or whoever catches him, should catch him alive and not kill him or her. And if you use drones, I'm not sure whether that person's safety is guaranteed, regardless of what crime that person might have committed. And let's say worst case scenario, you actually decide to kill that person with a drone or with a missile or whatever, then are other people's safety guaranteed? People that don't have anything to do with this. So I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure, and that's why I think drone strikes on U.S. citizens is a bad idea, because there shouldn't be any type of military equipment used against civilians. Now, this doesn't always happen, but I think that should be the rule of law. There isn't a civil war in the U.S. going on at this moment, and I don't know if there ever will be again. But for now, there isn't, so there would be no need to use these type of weapons on U.S. citizens. And that's part of the scary thing, is that the government said that theoretically they can use these weapons whenever they want. And the reason that they have an advantage with these weapons is because these drones can stay up for days, more than 24 hours, just surveilling, and they can be armed with these missiles, and it makes a person as an individual feel powerless, because we as individual people, we don't have that type of power. So our freedom or our life can be taken away at any moment without anybody knowing. No repercussions. You can be hit with a missile, and then the people who come and say that, whoa, like what happened, they could say that it was a gas explosion or something like that, and the reason that the whole house blew up or whatever is because of that reason. Other people also call out privacy reasons, and I understand that because everybody has a right to their own privacy, and your privacy shouldn't be invaded. And these drones can be from anywhere from a huge airplane to the size of a bee. If someone wanted to make a drone that was, man, those drones are being created right now as we speak, and if they're not being created, they have already been created. So there could be a drone that is the size of a bee that can be flying around, and you actually look at it from, you know, a medium distance, and you might think it's a bee. Now, let me see if I remember a movie. I think it's called Richie Rich or something like that, where his scientist, I think he had a robot bee that was flying around. If I remember correctly, that movie like so old that I was a little kid when I watched it for the first time. But I believe that his scientist had a robot bee flying around. And I remember thinking when I was a little kid, that's never going to happen in my lifetime. And it's freaking amazing. I'm in the year 2013, and this kind of stuff is happening. And it's kind of scary, though, that these things are being used for different reasons than the reason that you would have thought they would have been used in the movie. A robot bee, I can see it being doing the same thing that a real bee does, basically pollinating trees. I could see a whole bunch of robot bees doing that because the bees in reality are disappearing for some reason. But I'm straying off into another topic, but you guys can see how technology could be used in a good way. Now, the technology that we're talking about is not being used in such a good way. Yes, they could say to protect American citizens from other, you know, terrorists and stuff like that, and I understand that, but at the same time, are U.S. citizens terrorists? That's a question. Can there be a situation where a U.S. citizen is declared a terrorist, not a criminal, a terrorist? And what is a terrorist? That kind of term is used broadly lately, and terrorists, I don't remember terrorists being used at any point by the government before the year 2001 when September 11 happened. Then all of a sudden they pushed this word upon us that they repeat a million times a year. And I don't know, I've never seen an actual terrorist. I'd never known an actual terrorist. And to me, a terrorist is basically like a ghost, because I don't even know that they exist, because I've never seen one. I've never heard about one. I've never heard anybody speak about one. They use these fear tactics to make Americans give up their freedoms. And don't even get me started on Skynet, where all these robots, I don't know if you guys seen Terminator, but all these robots take over when they have artificial intelligence. And this is exactly basically the timeline that we are following is actually very, very close to the movie The Terminator, and it's amazingly close. And don't think that one day these drones won't have artificial intelligence, because you are in for a big surprise. Skynet is coming. Peace out.